In today's video, my brother tries to come up with a solution to his seat after he added his Russell Daylong seat. And with his tour pack being 4 inches back, it leaves a little gap, which was covered up by some other plastics. He tries to rework the plastics that were on the bike, but it didn't work out. So then he comes up with using his old covering from his old seat, his stock seat, and having his wife sew together something just to hang over the edge a little bit to cover up the holes. Check out the video. It's just something that he made, had made to put together. And like always, give us a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Alright guys, so you've seen the video of my new Russell Daylong seat. By the way, they did a fantastic job. Even with the 4-inch extension, it fits beautifully. Now when you buy the 4-inch extension trunk relocation kit for that Kiriaki makes, they give you a little pad that normally sits right here, okay? And on the end of it, there's a little flap of leather that sits like this. So it covers up this the gap. So now, without that flap, I gotta come up with a way of fixing this gap myself. I'm going to plan, I could simply just put a piece of leather underneath there, underneath the bottom of it, just like Kiriaki did. But my plan is to, because I have the original piece, I have the cover that originally was back here for the bagger. That it actually plugged into this grommet right here. My plan is to, well, because I'm never going to plan on taking the trunk off. So I'm thinking about hacking it up and gonna go along with that. So this is the original cover on the bagger. Okay. So what it's going to be like is this piece, this grommet right here, will literally sit, well, I'm thinking about cutting it. Basically, I'm thinking about cutting it just right across, just like this, and seeing if it's going to fit underneath there. If not, I might have to cut in little sections on both sides, just to kind of pop it in there, and then the seat will sit down on it. The first thing to do though is I'm going to take the seat off and just kind of roughly see what it would sit like on there. I understand that this is all going to be here, and the first thing to do would be to even just hack this part off right here to see if it would fit. I'll let you know what happens when I get the seat off and do some testing. Okay, I did the first cut. Cut thing basically right in half, as you can see here. Here's the other half. Okay, so this part will probably be junk, but so that still doesn't fit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this piece off right here, right, and then probably just try to cut right here and see if these will fit by themselves. Okay.
One eternity later.
So the idea of using the back plate was not going to work out. So what I've decided to do was, Russell Daylong was nice. They sent me back my original seat cover. My plan is I'm going to actually just sew some of this vinyl up to make basically a flap that goes all the way across the back of the seat, underneath the seat. I'm going to end up using the original red on the end of the flaps, which I think is going to be awesome, and use red stitching just like the other seat. It'll look great because this is black vinyl, the same as what I have on the Russell Daylong, so it'll match pretty well. The idea is I'm gonna cut here to make flaps, and then use this section here to make it underneath. So it's going to be one solid piece sitting underneath the back of the under the back. I'll show you when it's all done. So we have the seat cut up, as you can see here. Okay, this is going to be, we got it pinned right now, but two different pieces here, kind of cut up. We got it pinned right now, so what she's going to do is she's going to sew in here. We're going to sew it in here, and then we're going to end up sewing it like this and folding it inside out, making it look like a cup. That'll be the two side pieces, and then once we get those cups set, then we know the exact length I'm going to need for the middle piece to hold everything together, because I want it all as one piece. And I'll show you what it looks like when we get the cups made, and then we'll go from there. So we got things cut up, and this is what it looks like now. Sewing machine going through this was a nightmare, but it's rough sewed. It's pretty well done. We're gonna do some hand at the end. We're gonna tuck this in and sew crossed. But basically it'll sit just like this underneath the seat, and only the part you'll see is about here down. The rest of this will be underneath the seat, so it'll be fine. This is what it looks like now that we have it all sewed up. It's looking pretty good. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it on the bike itself, but the red stitch actually looks fantastic. So we got the grommet on. I grommeted it and then put the pins right through. It looks fantastic, as you can see. I might have to put a little stitch in here because I did sew a little bit crooked. As you can see, when it's pulled, it sits out like this rather than tucked in a little bit. So I might need to put a little stitch here or something like that, a little seam, to bring this back in so it'll be flat. But I think that's going to look fantastic. Alright guys, alright, so here's the finished product. Doesn't look too bad. You know, it's just for a home stitch. It's looks pretty good. You know, if you wanted to, you could actually, I could shorten it up a little bit more, but for now, I think that'll do the job. What do you guys think? I think it matches the seat pretty good. Got a little bit of red there, got a little bit of red there, got a little bit of red there. And it's got, I did red stitching, and there's burgundy stitching throughout this. Eventually, I'd like to have this redone, and then this would be a big red here with like everything else. But yeah, looks pretty good.